Hi, friends. It's Joni with Three Feathers Spiritual Wisdom, here with your weekly message from Spirit. It is the last week of 2022. So we're doing the reading for December 26th of 2022 to January 1st of 2023. In the process of doing so, I thought to myself, I need to do the astrology video for 2023. And then I also want to do a separate reading for the year of 2023 and see what comes out. So stay tuned for those videos in a few days after the holiday. So I'm going to be posting this on Christmas Eve because I'll be busy for Christmas and I'm sure that you will too. So, happy holidays to all of you and wishing you many blessings. Today, I'm using a new deck. It's called the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot Deck. And you get to pick an oracle card from another new deck that I've got, the Prairie Majesty Oracle. And I was really drawn to this because I live on the Great Plains of the United States. So I was really drawn to having such an oracle in my catalog. So one last thing I wanted to say is I'm so grateful for all of you who like and subscribe and watch these videos and comment on them. Thank you so much for supporting me for the last year. Um, I I hope that at some point this year that I actually have more time to do more media, and that's kind of in my thinking this year. I intended to do things this past year, and life is so distracting, isn't it? So many busy things to do. So we'll try again for this year and hopefully to produce even more content for people. Okay. Um let's jump in because the message is pretty clear this year. This is the Hanged Man. He is here to reflect on and uh, think about where he's going, what he's doing, what he needs to let go of. There's enlightenment here in this illumination. He's seeing things from a different perspective. That's why he has, of his own volition, hung himself upside down to see things in a different way. But he's also seeing himself in a different way because this is really about what's going on inside of all of us and what we need to do to move forward because he gives us this sense of pause and reflection, which is really good. We sometimes we need to stop and think about what we're doing, what we want to do, but it's really also the message of releasing what no longer serves us, the bad habits, the um, the negative thinking, um, the ways that we limit ourselves. So I'm really feeling that's why the Hanged Man is here in our reading this week. The next card that came out was the Five of Cups. This grieving, this despair, if you will. The Three Cups, I hope you can see this. This is a very light cards in terms of artwork. The Three Cups are spilled here, but behind him are two cups that are filled, but yet he's not focused on them. We are focused on what we either lack or what we've lost, and what we really need to do is focus on what we continue to have and the possibilities that we can create. The other thing I want to mention is if you can see it, there is there's a tower or castle up here on the hill. Once he can focus on the cups that are filled and waiting for him, he will be able to carry on his journey to this place. And I say this because the next card that came out, and this is an additional major arcana card. Uh, the artist of this deck added 2 additional major arcana cards, and one of them came out, and it's the artist. And I want to point out there is the tower and castle on the hill, just as it was in this previous card. And this guy looks like this one. And so I couldn't help myself in thinking he has finally shed the distractions and he's able to focus again on creation. He is the artist. He's creating something from all the gifts he's been given in his environment. The awareness, the ability to see things, the ability to imagine, that, you know, for me, creativity is on the same line of connection from spirit. So creativity is here, but he had to shed something and he had to turn his gaze away from that negativity or that sense of lack. So then he could carry on to create. And when he does carry on to create, he is transformed. This is the death card. The death card is here. But remember, the death card doesn't mean a physical death. It is a metaphor for transformation. It's also a metaphor for finally letting go of the stuff that we don't need. It's kind of the death of the old us and moving on into the new and being this creative person that we are capable of being. So again, it's kind of a reminder of what is it we need to sacrifice or let go of, and death helping us do that and transforming us in the process. So there's very much, to me, this week is very much about reflecting on what we need to let go of. And as people usually do, make that New Year's resolution to start something new or to let go of something or change a habit. That is definitely some energy here again of, we need to change our perspective. We need to move on from what is holding us back. And the energy is there to help us if we want to do it. Okay, so are you ready to see what you picked for your card? And I think I forgot to say, do you want the message from card A, B, or C? I usually say that every week. Somehow I've forgotten it. And tap into your intuition. If you have to pause the video, go ahead and do that. If you picked A, you got the prairie soil and this word hold and what the prairie soil holds. So it says, what riches do I carry within? Well, the soil carries all kinds of nutrients from either the fertilizer or the natural things that are decomposing, like the leaves and the plants and the dead bodies of animals, or the waste of animals and birds. So the prairie soil is rich soil that helps grow something. But what it does, it takes the things that are dead, takes the things that are dead and recomposes them and takes the nourishment from them that is needed and grows. So, what does that have to say to you in terms of your past experiences? These 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 habits or these ways of thinking that you no longer need. You needed them in the past. They were needed, and you use them to protect yourself, to um, to be on the defensive if needed. There always is a way. These old habits, these bad habits, these things do protect us in some way, but it's about us going inside and figuring out what else we need instead to nourish us, to grow. And those things can go, they've nourished us and protected us for so long. So use your past experiences to grow. For those of you who picked B, and I'm going to laugh here, you got the bison and B. You people who picked B are being B. So it says, how can I know myself as absolute? What you need to know is that you are already unlimited and unrestricted. The only restriction you have on yourself and your manifestations and what you dream to be and your goals is you holding yourself back. So in my mind though, this bison, this being is that reflection energy, is take a moment to be, to just be in yourself and recognize your own power. The bison is big. If you ever gotten up, well, kind of close to a bison, you really shouldn't, but we have a park here in Lincoln that has bison in it. And I was walking one of the trails one day and I didn't realize the bison because I was watching where I was walking, and they were right on the other side of the fence. And I mean, I was close enough that I could have reached out to touch them. And they're huge. They're huge and they're strong. And they could trample, if they stampede, they could trample the earth and anyone in their way. And if you've seen some of the videos from stupid people getting close to them, you know what they can do. Um, but the bison, for the most part, is very, very quiet, very, just walks around, eats the grass, eats the plants, is just being. So uh, they're not really a predator to anybody else, and they're huge. So the thing is, they have a great deal of power that they don't always yield. So take time to connect in your own awareness to the power you hold. And you do have power. You have power just being yourself. And you're connected to the greater power of the universe. So think about that in your beingness. Okay, for those of you who got or picked C, you got one of the celestial cards. There's 4 celestial cards in this deck, and you got the star. Now, what I'm getting off of this star is this perspective that you have. You're out in the universe and you're surrounded by this darkness and all kinds of other stars and planets. You have a bigger perspective on things. And that's one of the key messages this week is this perspective and having your perspective. And the other thing is, coming off of this card is you're shining your own light. You understand your power and your light. Your light helps others. Being yourself is shining your light. So you're shining like the star. And to me, this is what's coming in right now. Usually, what happens is I meditate, I pull these cards, I look at them, I think, I might even check the booklets that come with these oracle cards, and something jumps out at me. But while I'm doing the reading, other things flow. And here's the other thing that's flowing in on this card is there was a star. There was a star that showed the way to wise men. Many years ago. And you know what I speak of? I'm speaking of Christmas and the star that illuminated the Star of Bethlehem, the star that let us know or let people know that the Son of God was born. So this star is a guiding light. Your own light guides you, a starlight guides you. You see a different perspective. That's awesome message. Awesome messages this week. So, again, I'm wishing you many blessings for a wonderful holiday, a wonderful week. I hope these messages have been helpful, and we will see you again.